Happy Saturday, everyone. Welcome to an all new week in review where I review the 5 things that I've been talking about this entire weekend. So, this whole week has been extremely productive and I wanted to be able to share it with you. So, I am multicasting this through Periscope, which is also Twitter Live, YouTube Live, and Instagram Live. My universal social media handle is Carla R. Jenkins. And if you've been watching my previous videos for the week ahead and the midweek, you would know that number one would be the Amazon Web Services. So, yesterday, I took the Amazon Web Services Business Essentials training course, and it was a wonderful experience because it filled in a lot of the gaps that I did from self study. So, earlier this week, I completed the lynda.com LinkedIn Learning How to Become an Amazon Web Services Cloud Practitioner Learning Path. It was 8 courses. I completed all of them. Moreover, I nearly completed all of the free Amazon, cloud practitioner essentials. It's a free course that they have also. I finished most of the modules and I also scored 76.33% on the final practice exam. The minimum you have to score, I believe, is 70%. So that's above, which is great. What made me happy is that the instructor, I asked him about like how to prepare for the cloud practitioner exam, and he was like, well, I don't really know you, but just from this class I feel that you have enough to pass it, which was great. I'm still gonna follow up and do everything I need to do because my goal is to deepen my knowledge of cloud computing. I'm a big techie. I also have a class, Fundamentals of AWS, this Monday, which I will be giving more information about. But it's just, I'm very happy that I am learning a lot about cloud computing and it reinforced what I already learned. Um, and also, what I also want to bring up is if you've been watching or subscribed to my YouTube channel, you would know that I have an Adventures in Workforce Development series because I am obtaining my training through federal training money, and that video series helps people get, insider information about what would happen if you so decide to use government money for personal development or to acquire a skill. So, number one is Amazon Web Services. Number two is starting from right now until Tuesday, September 3rd, you can use the promotional code Labor Day to save 20% off my entire store. So, I know that Labor Day in the United States is over 2 weeks away, but I wanted to give people more than enough time because you work hard and your money should work hard also. And to make sure that it wasn't just certain selected items. I never wanted to do that. I wanted to make sure, especially for Labor Day, because this is the end of summer, I wanted people to be able to save as much money as possible. So getting 25% off the entire store is great. We have new items in there. We'll also be adding more new items in there and within the 2 weeks. So be on the lookout of that. But once again, use the promo code Labor Day to save 25% off my entire store at carlarjenkins.com/shop. And I'll put the link in the description of YouTube, Instagram Live, as well as Twitter, so that from now until Tuesday, September the 3rd, you'll be able to use that code and save 25% off of every single purchase. Number three, receiving 2,350 LinkedIn followers, which is a big deal because I'm a business blogger and LinkedIn is the business social media. And I have a very strong video presence on there. If you followed me on LinkedIn, my universal social media handle is Carla R. Jenkins. You would know that I'm doing a lot of video every day. I'm broadcasting live from the LinkedIn mobile app. Yesterday, when I finished my class, I did a video and I uploaded it to uh, uploaded it to LinkedIn. If you follow me on Instagram, I put it in my stories today about my how I felt about the Amazon Web Services training. But be on the lookout for even more video. And I'm very happy and supportive of my community for responding to my videos, sharing out things. I love the support that I receive because my goal with all social media is to engage and to communicate and to learn. And I learn a lot from my followers, which is why I really like LinkedIn. So you can follow me and connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/Carla R. Jenkins. Number 4 is for this past week. Hey, I will. Me neither. I'm not either. But you know something, Lala? What I will say is that the the Kovalev that people were talking about is long gone. You know, he got stopped 2 times. A lot of people focus on Andre Ward being stopped, but they don't want to look at how Eleider Alvarez stopped him in the first fight. And Eleider Alvarez is nowhere the master boxer, the gold medal Olympian of Andre Ward. And I think if he wins, if Kovalev wins, it has to be because he's juiced to the gills. I mean, that's what I mean. When the whole Russian athletic team in the Olympics get kicked off because they all on drugs, that should tell you everything you need to know. And then also, is he gonna show up drunk? Because that's something else too. I mean, everybody think he got home field advantage, but if he gonna show up all liquored up, it don't matter what he had. He get up there drunk, got a bad reaction to the steroids in his body, and boom, I mean, you don't know. And then finally, Lala, what was Yard supposed to do? Not take the fight. He's the mandatory. You can't have it both ways. You can't get up there and like Sergey and Triple G are gonna fight again. But the first time when Sergey, he only had 12 fights in, just like Yar, didn't have a lot of fights in. He was the mandatory. Triple G dropped his belt, so he dropped his belt, and now he's coming back to fighting him. But Yard has around the same number of fights. He can't just duck out of his mandatory. He has to fight the champ. So that's the thing that you know a lot of people like were getting, because my thing was he's the mandatory. That means he has to fight him. If he's the mandatory challenger and this is the time to step up, then he has to do that. I know that that's a very dangerous, wiry veteran, but he is the mandatory, so Anthony Yarde had to fight him. Right. Because then what would happen if Anthony said, "Oh, I wasn't ready yet, and I'm not the mandatory challenger"? I'm like, he would be in violation of the sanctioning body, so he had to fight him. No matter how young he was, this is an opportunity. And if he does lose, then everyone can say that it was because he was younger, and then he'll get more fights in, and he would become a champion. I think that that's the thing that most people are talking about. It's just, oh, you need to do this and that. Like, no, he had to fight him. So going back to, but that's Lala. She's on YouTube, and I had to like talk to her. But number 4 is the Instagram TV channel. I've posted 2 new videos on Instagram. And yeah, absolutely. We would tear him to shreds. We talk about how he's a bum and he's a coward and all of this about like, and then all of a sudden he's like Cole, some great warrior. Like I mentioned before, a lot of Alito Alvarez is not Andre Ward, and he stopped him. So it's like when you've been stopped 2 out of your past 5 fights, you're not this. The blueprint is out on you. So we're going to see, it's not just see how Yard does versus Kovalev, it's also how Kovalev does versus Yard, because his past fights, he's fought people like, I think they're like late 20s or early 30s. Like Yard is real young. I think he's under like 24 or something. So he's dealing with somebody who is a good, 10 years younger than he is. We'll be evaluating Kovalev too. because he hasn't fought young people in a good, what, 6 to 8 fights. Even before Ward, he fought somebody. Yeah, but he's never fought. I don't think he has fought anybody in his 20s in a while. So that's something that we'll be looking at too. But number 4 is the Instagram TV video channel. If you are watching this on Instagram Live, you just click on the channel tab, or you can go to the IGTV video app and watch the videos. One is for the week ahead. The second one is about my Amazon Web Services. That got a lot of traction and a lot of comments about it because people are very interested in knowing about that. I will be doing more videos on that. So number 4 is Instagram TV. And number 5 is, as I mentioned in the midweek review, which I'll put at the bottom if you're watching this on YouTube. I did mention that I had a lot of stuff that I've written. I'm going to convert them into the book. I do feel that I probably will convert the Adventures of Workforce Development into that. Right now, you can watch all the videos for free. I probably will put them on unlisted or private after Labor Day because I will be converting that information. But my goal is to help as many people as possible. And I want to condense it in a way that it's just easier for people to understand. So for number 5 is I'll be doing more videos, more books. I got a lot of stuff to put out between now and the end of the year, but I do see myself doing an Adventures in Workforce development because of the great responses that I'm receiving, especially with TAPE. Video was the test for adult basic education, and how my review is helping a lot of people. Also, in the Adventures of Workforce Development, I also have the Wonderlic test that I had to take for the training provider for the AWS. And that's the same test that rookies in the NFL had to take, and just giving my background about that because I scored very high on it. I believe I scored 27. But that, just the Adventures of Workforce Development really helped a lot of people, and I want to continue helping people. So my goal is to at least get the book out and help as many people as possible. So the top 5 things for this week is 1, Amazon Web Services training and learning more about that. 2, the Labor Day sale. So use the promo code Labor Day, all one word, to save 25% off my entire store at carlarjenkins.com/shop. Number 3 is receiving 2,350 LinkedIn followers, and you can follow and connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/Carlar Jenkins. Number 4, check out my Instagram TV video channel. If you're watching this on Instagram live, you can just click on the channel tab. There is also an IGTV independent app that you can also watch my videos on. My universal social media handle is Carla Jenkins. And then number 5 is I will be publishing more books because I have a lot of material out. One of the ones I will be publishing is Adventures in Workforce Development because it's helped so many people, and that's really what I wanted to do. These are the 5 things for the week in review. Remember, I come back early next week, either Sunday or Monday for the week ahead, about 5 things for this new week. So this is a series and just continues. I'm happy. I would like to thank Lala on YouTube and Daria Rosen, who are on Periscope, for watching me in the week in review. And I'll see